Taking musical shots at former bandmates after a breakup is nothing new, and the Beatles certainly weren't shy about it. But airing grievances while still sharing the same studio? That takes guts. George Harrison did exactly that, slipping a subtle yet pointed critique of Paul McCartney into one of the band's lesser-known tracks. It wasn't a chart topper, but it captured the mounting frustration brewing between the soft-spoken Harrison and the often headstrong McCartney. Before the Beatles' eventual collapse, Harrison briefly quit the band, a move that left no room for confusion. He had grown tired of being sidelined. Though his songwriting had matured considerably, it was repeatedly pushed aside by the Lennon-McCartney powerhouse. While John Lennon had his moments of dominance, it was McCartney's creative steamrolling that grated most on Harrison's nerves. To him, Paul had become impossible to work with, singularly driven, dismissive of others' input, and blind to the emotional fallout around him. Harrison later described that era as one where Paul seemed locked in his own bubble. Sure, McCartney was writing hit after hit, but he lacked the self-awareness to see how his ambition was alienating his bandmates. That disconnect created serious tension, especially with Harrison, who was no longer content to play the quiet sidekick. As the band edged closer to its breaking point, McCartney's musical direction also began to clash with the others' tastes. His shift toward upbeat, quirky tunes, which Lennon famously dubbed granny music, was beginning to wear thin. Harrison, never one to start a public argument, decided to channel his irritation through art. That outlet came in the form of Savoy Truffle. Hidden behind the song's sugary metaphors were lines that many fans interpreted as a veiled swipe at McCartney. "You know that what you eat, you are, but what is sweet now turns so sour. We all know obla-dee, obla-da, but can you show me where you are?" With a direct mention of one of Paul's most famously cheerful songs, the message felt hard to miss. Still, not everyone agrees. Some argue the lyrics were more about Eric Clapton, a close friend of Harrison's who reportedly had a massive sweet tooth and dental issues to match. According to Harrison, Clapton simply couldn't resist chocolate, and the song playfully referenced his candy obsession. But even if Clapton's sugar habits sparked the idea, the nod to obla-dee obla-da adds undeniable weight to the theory that McCartney was also in Harrison's crosshairs. Whether it was lighthearted teasing or a deeper expression of resentment, Savoy Truffle gave listeners a glimpse into the internal struggles that plagued the Beatles in their final years, and proved that sometimes music says what words never could.